While some people envisage the Iron Curtain being raised here again, Kimmo Saino has no such fears. He's in the Finnish army and posted in Nuijamanti by the Russian border.
Now we are on the border. This cabin and traffic lights are on Russian side. Border goes like this, and it's a EU external border.
Finland ceded around a tenth of its territory to Russia in the aftermath of the Second World War. It's all quiet on the 1,300-kilometer border here, but the soldiers are aware of the tensions.
And don't film because there is the Russian colleagues on their car. You can't.
Unsure about future developments, however, the military recently put its reservists on alert, some 900,000 strong. Jari Hanska is one of them.
In this letter, I'm informed my position in the event of some kind of crisis, and that's pretty much it.
Hanska is a writer, actor, and theater director who often introduces political issues to the stage. 12 years ago, he did his military service. The experience changed his outlook. He's now left-wing and more outspoken. But he does still value the military.
I have become more critical about the defense forces and the money we are spending on it. But still, I think that it's very important for Finland that we can maintain a reasonable and effective own army, so we don't have to go into any coalitions, for example, NATO.
The Finns have been holding military exercises with neighboring allies. Resentment remains in Finland over the occupation in Tsarist times and losing territory in the 1940s. But observers think Finland will maintain sound relations with its mighty eastern neighbor.
People are of course worried about what is happening in Russia. We have good reason for that. But the majority of Finnish people are not in any way hysteric, afraid about Russians' potential attack Finland or something like that.
The only invasion in recent memory comprises Russian tourists, with St. Petersburg just 175 kilometers away from the border post. In 2013, some 4 million visitors came over from Russia, half the total number of tourists. Those numbers have dropped off since the ongoing crisis over Ukraine began last spring, primarily due to the economic sanctions slapped on Russia by the EU.
This year, the passenger traffic decreased, I think that about 20–25%. I think that the reason is the economical situation in Russian side and of course the ruble exchange rate.
Many of those visitors come just to take a peek over the border, to Lappeenranta by Lake Saina, for example. The memorial to the Finnish fallen during the Second World War is now neighbored by a new shopping mall, built above all for Russian customers. 3/4 of all businesses here catering to Russian customers are now in trouble. Here at what's apparently the longest fish counter in Finland, the staff even speak Russian. And there are still Russian customers coming here. Although many are reluctant to admit the impact the sanctions are having back home.
We can find everything in Russia. Maybe price is a little bit higher than compared to Finland, but I can't find a problem, really.
We like Russia and her leader. We are from Russia because Putin, for us, it's the best.
At the border in Nuijamanti, Kimmo Saino frequently has to deal with small-scale smugglers. Right now, he's searching a couple of suspect vans. The border guards seem generally tight-lipped when it comes to the bigger political picture. On that front, he chooses to speak to us in Finnish.
The Russian invasion and taking parts of our land is history now. Today it's irrelevant. We have a good relationship.
A lot of his fellow Finns are not quite as optimistic when casting their gaze east, especially with times as they are.